Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and this is the Palverse Pale Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, when they released the Sonic the Hedgehog sometime last year, I really fell in love with it because of the fact that it was pretty much going for the Sonic Unleashed drifting animation or render. And I immediately fell in love with it. I thought this thing was really good looking. So when Shadow the Hedgehog was announced during the Sonic Central in the year of Shadow, you don't have to tell me twice, I'll buy this thing. So we're gonna unbox this guy, compare it to Sonic and maybe a few other things, and leave links down below on if you want to order this thing. It'll help you out and maybe help me out. There's an affiliate link, so we'll see what happens. But we can't really see the product while it's wrapped up in this nice little wrapping here. So we're just going to slide that off and just throw it away, like that. And we can finally get a better look at it. So you get to see it all wrapped up and he's looking at you menacingly within the box. And then on the top it'll say Palverse Pale Sonic the Hedgehog, and then the bottom just has ink on it. And then a picture of Shadow, and then another picture of Shadow on a prototype. And it's the same pose because it's pretty much how it's going to look best in, to be completely honest. Then the back just shows some mumbo-jumbo legal information that I can't read. This can look good in the box, I guess, but with all that wrapping all around it, it kind of kills the inbox look for me. I'm not a fan of inbox stuff. We're gonna unbox this thing. But Palverse Pale doesn't just do Sonic stuff. They do a lot of anime centric merchandise, but I've never heard of them until they did Sonic. And their other stuff does look pretty decent, but it's Sonic. Anything Sonic I'll probably grab. But we're probably still gonna need this because I think the plastic inside is also taped. So let's open that up. Open up the sides, and yeah, there is tape around here as well. I think it's in the corners. Nothing inside the box outside of that, so we're just gonna put that down here for now. But let's find the rest of that tape real quick. There we go, yeah, we got it in a couple of corners right here. And I'm fairly confident it's on the sides as well. Yep, got one right here as well as one right here. Then we got some here and here. And yeah, there we go. And then we got him in all this wrapping. And there he is. Now here's a closer look at him so you can really see the detail on this guy. Now I've gotten this guy myself off Hobby Genki, but I've also seen it there as well as on Nin Game for about $20 to $25, and I paid $20 myself. Now just look at the detail on this Shadow. This looks immaculate. Look at the paint just splattering all over the place. And I love how it's coming out of the tube. And all of the Palverse figures do this. But I just love the way it looks on Shadow. Look how vibrant those colors are as they're splashing. And you can tell how it's supposed to make up the bottom of the front of his shoe. It looks so good splashing like that. And even though this is a very stylized version of the character, you can see how well it works for him. And you can see with the pose that he's in, he's kind of replicating the look that he had when he's looking at both Sonics in the Sonic X Shadow Generations reveal trailer. So this is a very good iconic pose that they chose for this, so I'm really happy they went with this. And even the little chaos symbol he has in there looks really good as well. And although it's marketed to only be viewed at one point, there are so many angles you can look at him from and still make it look beautiful, especially with mostly his front, where you can see the splash happening and you can see it's an extorted version of his foot, and it just looks immaculate. I think for less than $30, I think this is worth picking up, but anything outside of that, it is absolutely ridiculous because I've seen listings on eBay for over $50 or $60. That's insane for this little guy. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong, but not $50, $60 cool. Now that I cleared it off the table, now it looks a little bit more professional. But this is supposed to be somewhat in the same vein as something like a Funko Pop or a U2's, where it is a simple figure that is not really meant to do anything and just look good on your shelf or your desk or wherever you want to put it. And for $20 to $25, it does that job very well. So that said, again, if you want one, there are links down below on where you can order this guy. Do not spend those eBay prices. But if you are going to get this guy, you may as well order a few other things on those websites, mainly to make the shipping worth it, because you will be ordering this directly from Japan with some of the links that I have. And the shipping is going to cost a lot. So make it worth your while. But while we're here, let's take a look at Sonic and Shadow next to each other. Now, even though I love the effect of Sonic drifting and spilling paint everywhere, I love the look of Shadow's paint much more because of the fact that it is truly an extension of his foot. While with Sonic, he's just making a mess. But I do like how Sonic's foot is kind of coming apart with the paint, while Shadow looks like he did more of an angry stomp. So that said, I'm very happy that I have both of these next to each other in the collection. The Sonic kind of goes more for a glossy finish, while the Shadow goes more for a matte. So that kind of looks weird next to each other. How do you guys feel about that in the comments? Because it's not going to bother me that much, but it is definitely something to take note of. And I'm not sure how well you could tell, but the pupils are not a solid black. And they do this on purpose, mainly because that's just the Palé or Palverse art style they do. Normally I'd go over how poseable this thing is and putting it in poses and all that stuff. But this is a standalone thing. I can't really do too much with this thing. So we're just going to put Sonic back here and compare it to another piece I have in the collection that I love very much. And that is the Nendoroid Shadow. Now, even though the paint on the inhibitor rings are different shades of gold, I love the fact that it does still go for a pearlescent gold color on this Palverse figure. It definitely still screams quality versus something that you would get from like Jakks Pacific, where they would just maybe paint it yellow or maybe paint it gold, whatever they feel like that day. But I love this painted blob in particular, where you get that mixture of the red as well as the black. Like, I was already thoroughly impressed with the Sonic one, and the fact they've been able to blow my mind again with the Shadow and make it look even better. Good job, Palverse. You did a phenomenal job with this guy. But now, that leaves the question, are we getting a silver? Because silver is my favorite hedgehog out of the three, and I would do anything for a silver one. I will buy 10 of them if I have to. Or better yet, maybe we can get super versions of these characters. Imagine a Super Sonic doing the classic 2D render right here, but he's just like kicking a bunch of paint going forward on him. I don't have a figure that looks like that, because I know First 4 Figures made a statue that looked very similar to that, and it did a phenomenal job. But that thing is really expensive. So if we can get like a $20 to $25 version of that, it's stylized and it has ink spraying everywhere, I'd buy that. Can we get more Sonic stuff, please? And Palverse, I don't know if you watch my videos, but if you send me stuff, that'd be pretty cool. Now, these two figures are going to live happily on my desk for as long as I'm doing YouTube videos, and they're going to be sitting probably right there for the rest of my videos, because the Sonic one's been in my videos for I don't know how long now. So the fact that I can have both of them just chilling there like that, yeah, man, I'm happy. That was worth the purchase. There's not much left I have to say other than, look, it's silver. That's my boy right there. That's my man's. So Palverse, whether it be a Silver, or a Super Sonic, or any other character, please make more Sonic stuff. I don't think I have much room to get more of these characters, but I want them because they're really cute looking, and that's all I really gotta say about these. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's going to be my link tree. And also, I never mentioned, I have a join button now. So if you want to see my videos before I normally upload them, like normally I release them during the weekends, like Saturdays or Sundays. So if you want to see it during the week and see it early, hit that join button. But anyway, thanks for watching. I love you guys to death, and I'll see you on the next one. So peace, peace.